Hello, dear children. Welcome to the video lessons. Today afternoon I had sent a one video. It was just a trial video actually. Whether I can teach in that manner, I was just trying some days back. But even then, I had just explained there with some sequences or with some numbers, group of numbers, explaining you the meaning of common difference. I hope you have understood it, and that is the main, very, very fundamental thing which you should know in this chapter. Now, we are going to come to the point now. What is an AP and all? You have, I had sent some days back a PDF where points were given there, and also many things, because it's a solution book. It is a solution book, therefore everything has been solved there. Since there is nobody to teach you, I made you to refer it. That's all. I asked you to refer it, and I sent a PDF accordingly. Now, even our textbook, I heard that you have got textbooks also. So even in our textbook, it's given in a very simple manner. The meaning of arithmetic progression and all is given, and the same thing it is even in the solution book, except that in solution book they have solved all the problems. That's all. So whenever you find any difficulty, you can see that solutions and try to clear your doubt. So, but today afternoon what I sent a small video. You have come to know the meaning of common difference, and common difference is always denoted by CD. And I just wanted to make you know, to tell you that in our textbook, in the very front page of our textbook, there are very nice examples of our daily life examples where we use AP actually. But without awareness, without knowing, we will be using it there actually. And such examples are given in the very first page of that of our textbook. See, for example, Rina applied for a job. That problem. In the beginning, she was getting a salary. In the very beginning, she got 8,000. Then every month, successively 500 rupees, not every month, every year, 500 rupees increment she got, it seems. And her salary for the first, second, third years, it's given there. 8,000, first year she got 8,000 when she joined the job. Then she got 8,500. Then she got 9,000. So in this way, a simple example they have taken to make us understand, to make you understand in our textbook. There is another example about the lengths of the rungs of a ladder. There what happens is, first in the first rung, the length of the first rung was 45 centimeter. Then it went on decreasing, 43, 41, 39, 37, 35. So with these daily life examples also, we can come to know what is AP. What is, I have not come to the point still, but these examples will tell you. It's a group of numbers, and there is some pattern there or some order is there. And then in the third example, you see, same thing it is. That is that a person in a saving scheme, the amount becomes 5 by 4 times of itself after every 3 years. There is an example like that. And first of all, it is 10,000. Then after 3 years, it will increase to 12,500. How much? 5 by 4 times. So 5 by 4 times of 10,000. So some relation is there. Some pattern is there. And accordingly, they have given us the set of numbers there. 10,000, then 12,500, then 15,625, then like this. So in all these examples, we'll come to know in our daily life also, this AP or arithmetic progression is so important. Next is, let us come to a simple examples now, what I gave in the other video. I had given an example 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. In all those examples, I just told you there will be a common difference. And even in our textbook, arithmetic progressions they have started, and they have given the point there. And what is an arithmetic progression? So, see, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that list of numbers, there is a common difference of 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1 in the very first example. Then second example, 100, 70, 40, 10. Now these same examples are there in that solution book also. The very first page is showing all that, all same examples. Okay. So, next is minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. Even there will be a common difference. And it will be told to you now how to find that common difference. There is a method, there is a simple thing which you should never forget to find the common difference. You can't just minus the first term and the second term. No. It is always the succeeding term minus the preceding term. It's very, very strictly you should remember. Now, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. Okay, that is one example. Next example is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. There, 3 minus 3 is 0. Next 3 minus 3 is 0. So, everywhere common difference is 0. So, minus 1, 0, minus 1.5, minus 2.0, minus 2.5. If you just observe clearly, there also you are going to find a pattern, an order, and the common difference is 0.5 there. So, what happens is, in all these examples, you see there is one relation there, that common difference has been added to each term to get the next term. The next term, that is also called as succeeding term, and the previous term is called as the preceding term. So, you must be thorough with all these points now. You must go on getting thorough with these terms whenever because as we do number of problems, we'll be telling you succeeding term, preceding term, these terms you need it always. Next is, so what is an arithmetic progression? These are all arithmetic progressions because all of them are having common difference. So how do we get this? This we are getting two ways, One, I can say each term is added, to each term we add that common difference and get the next one I told you. Or you can also get it like this. The common difference, how do you get? When you subtract the two terms, consecutive terms, first the successive term minus the preceding term. Successive term minus the preceding. Always one term minus the previous term. You will get the common difference. So, how they are explaining now what is an AP. An AP in our book they have told you. I have already told you the meanings now, but let us come to the wordings now. All these are arithmetic progressions, I said. So how did we get all those? How did they get that? These are all arithmetic progressions. Why? So now we are coming to the definition. An arithmetic progression is a list of numbers in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term except the first term. The first term will be there always. After we get the first term, we go on adding this fixed number, and we get a set of numbers. We get there a pattern of numbers, and we call it as AP. Now, I had told you the other day in the PDF, when you open the PDF, very front go on writing, I said. I don't know how far you are writing now. Actually, you should be ready when we come and teach you, or suppose we don't come at all now. With this video lessons only, if it goes on, then you must do whatever we tell you to do in the here. Uh, I have given you the PDF to write all those points, how they have discussed there. You go on writing the points. When you write the points, when you write only, you will come to know many things. You will come to know, you will understand only if you write. That is a speciality of maths. To learn maths, you have to write and learn. So, and by this time, you might have started writing this in your notes book. You might have written what is an AP. An arithmetic progression is a list of numbers in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term except the first term. Yeah, this is the definition of arithmetic progression. Now, the fixed number what we add is called the common difference of the AP. And I had told you this in the very first this. It can be, or today morning, today afternoon what I sent, it was there clearly written that common difference can be positive, that means plus, or negative, it can be minus. I had shown you with an example, and it's there in our textbook also. And even the common difference can be zero. I had told you how, in which example it is zero. See, for example, 3 3 3 3 3 3, an AP is written there. The common difference is 0 there. And in the very beginning, 1 2 3 4, the common difference, how do you find? I have told you. Let me say once again little more this. 1 2 3 4 dash dash dash, or the 1 3 5 7 9, like this it goes on. It goes on these terms. Now all these numbers what we have written, it's an AP now. Now in an AP we call these as terms. They are called as terms. Okay. And the very first term we denote it as, in any AP we denote the very first term as A1, or it can be just written A1 or A. Then the A1 or A, now the second term is called as A2. A1 is 1, A2 is 3 say, A3 is 5, if I take that then 7 is A4, then 9 is A5. Now if you write the next term now, it will be 11, and that will be our A6. So please listen patiently, because this chapter is a very important chapter. It carries 10 marks for the exam. Now today we have got a news that our pattern of education has been changed. Don't keep all those things in your head, in your mind now. That has to come yet, and it may not apply to you. It will apply to the future people, future children. So now you stick on to what we are teaching, and because you should know that this chapter is a very important chapter, carrying about 10 marks. 10 marks problems will come in this chapter. So you should understand it very clearly. Now I have written one what is that? So many APs here. I had written even in the second video. Now the very first term is called as A1, or it can also be called as just A. The first term is A. A means A1. Then A2, second term is A2, third term is A3, fourth term is 7, that means A4. So like this we go on naming the terms like that: A6, A7, A8. In this manner, in general, if I say the nth term number is n, then automatically it will be an. Now A1 is the first term, A1, first term. A2, it is the second term. 2 is written there, so it is the second term. A3 is the third term. A4, it is the fourth term. Okay. Similarly, A5, A6, A7, A8, last something, it is some number it may be. So in general, I am going to tell it as nth term. So nth term, will be written, will be denoted as an. So an is the last term, say. So an is the last term, say, and that is also represented by L. So L means it is the last term. We can also say, and L is nothing but an. Now as we go on explaining, see, these all simple things, what we explain, these are all very important. We need it for our problems. When we are doing sums, you should know all this. Now what is A5? What is A5? It is the fifth term. Of course, you may be answering at home, but I am not able to hear it. So an means it is the nth term. A3 means it is the third term. A1 means it is just the first term. So I hope you have understood now what is the meaning of the terms and how they denote it. How they denote the terms, you should know. Okay. A18, it is the 18th term, you should say. A18 is the 18th term. A25, it is the 25th term. You should be able to tell like that. Okay. Now, next is how to get the common difference. I'm just again telling you here because you may feel that I repeat number of times, but I have to repeat it like that because everybody has to follow it, has to come to know about it. Okay, now CD. CD can be written as just D, I have told you. So CD is equal to succeeding term minus the preceding term, or any two terms. If you take any two terms, consecutive terms, you know very well the meaning of consecutive. You have heard in lower classes also. So CD is nothing but, if you apply to the APs what I have written here, see 1, 3, 5, 7. If you want the CD, what you do? 3 minus 1 you do. I told you 3 minus 1, it is equal to 2. Similarly, 5 minus 3, it is equal to 2. 7 minus 5, it is equal to 2. Common difference. Common means what? Same difference. Again, I am telling you, there must be a common difference in a set of numbers. Then only it is called as AP. And that common difference can be positive, plus, or minus, or it can be 0 also sometimes. Okay. Now CD, 3 minus 1 means just at the top. I think you are able to see here. I don't know, little, here see. You'll be able to see now when I write there. I'm sorry whether you could see before or not, I don't know. Okay. Now CD is 3 minus 1 equal to 2, 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. I wrote no. Same thing I can write in the form of this, what you know. A2 minus A1 is equal to D. A3 minus A2 is equal to D. A4 minus A3, it is also equal to D. See, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, you are getting, there is some pattern there, and I am going to write in general now. In general, I am going to write AN minus A n minus 1. Why did I write like that? 1 less. See, you here 2 and 1. A2 minus A1 is D. 2 and 1. 1 means what? It is 1 less from 2. A3 minus 2. A3 minus A2 means what? This 2 is 1 less than 3. In the next 3 is 1 less than 4. So in the same manner, AN minus 1, it will come, and that is also our D only. So AN minus 1 is equal to D. This point they have discussed there in the very first page of the solution book. All these points you find there. Now next is, so you know the this one. Now we are going to come to the point. Now we have got a small formula. This is a small formula actually. AN minus 1 is equal to D. This has come from a very simple thing. A4 minus A3, it gives us the common difference. We know it. So we just apply this to our general form. It is an minus 1. That also is an minus 1 means what? It is the previous term. It is the previous term from an. Just behind an it is. Just before it comes. An minus 1 will come. Next an will come. So what is the difference between an minus 1? You should do, I told you. Always the succeeding term minus the preceding term. That should be taken as the common difference. So you have come across a formula there, I told you. And when you are writing in the notes, this thing all should come, because you are seeing the solution book. Main points are written in a very nice manner there, and you write those points with 2 examples. Everything is given there. That's why I told you to see that book and write. Now next is our general form of an AP. I'm going to discuss about general form, which is very important for exam. General form. What is the general form of an AP? Now, A. Let us take the first term as A, because you know A is the first term. Next term is A. The A means it is A1, you know that. I need not write that one there. Okay. Next, second term will be, you have to let the common difference be D now. We are studying about the general form here now. So let the first term be A. Second term will be, how do you get the second term? By adding the common difference to the first term. This is one definition what you have studied. When you are adding a fixed term, fixed number to the, when you go on adding fixed number to the, you will get the succeeding term. So you have understood there in the definition of AP. So that we are applying here now. So the first term is A. Next term will be A plus D. A plus D. Okay. This will be the second term in the general form. In the third term in the general form of an AP, third term will be, how do you get it? Add D. Add common difference to the second term. Now what is the second term? A plus D. Add another D to it. A plus D plus D. So it will become A plus 2D. D plus D. So A plus 2D. So you have to just, one way what you can remember is, just go on adding D to the terms. You will get the next. You will get the next term. That way also you can remember. So A plus 2D plus D. So it will become A plus 3D. Next will be A plus 4D. Automatically, now you see, at the top, I am just writing A is A1, A plus D is A2, A plus 2D is A3, A plus 3D is A4, fourth term, A plus 4D, what you got is A5. Come on, get the points what I am doing here. So A5 is the fifth term. Everything you should know. You should understand the point to point there. A5 means what? It is the fifth term. But what have you got there? Under the fifth term, I have written there A plus 4D. You just observe there. A4, no, just below A4, here in my, what I have written here, just below here A4, I have written A plus 3D. Below A3, I wrote A plus 2D. Okay. Now A plus 5, A5, I got A plus 4D. Now let us come to AN. Okay. What will happen there? AN will be, just follow this pattern now and come to that AN. Now what will be right in AN? It will be again, see this A plus, A plus, A plus, everywhere it is A plus. So even here it will be A plus. Now, for 5 it was 4. For 4 it was 3 in all this, in this example. So, it will be here n minus 1 D. N minus 1. Why? Because 1 less. If n is there, 1 less you have to give here. Because general form you see, observe there. The design you observe there. So you have got there a plus n minus 1d. So again here we have come across one formula. This is the second formula we are coming across now. Now what is this an? This an is the nth term. To get the nth term, we have got a formula actually. A plus, A means what? It is the first term. N minus 1. N minus 1 we have got there into D. Okay. Now, this is the general form of an AP and general formula to get the nth term. What is the general form of an AP? A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D, dash, 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 A plus N minus 1D. So finally that last term, AN, it is the formula of AN. Just before I told you, it is also called as the last term and it is denoted by L. Last term, L. So, sometimes in some problems, they will give you, further onwards you will see, the last term is so much they will give. So, last term means you have to remember, what is that last term? It is AN. So, AN is equal to A plus N minus 1D. Did you follow, children? All this? Now, whatever I have taught there by showing you, you will be able to see when you open your video. What I have explained in all these steps, you have to understand it very clearly. So, the formula of AN is equal to A plus N minus 1D. Then AN minus AN minus 1 is equal to D. You should be able to tell all this. And what is the general form of an AP? If they ask, you should know that also. In this video, I have told you all these things now. I have explained just now how we got that last term, how we get the general form of AP, and what is common difference. All these things have been told to you now. So again, I am repeating. You know what's the common difference? Common difference is A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2 or A4 minus A3. Similarly, last, even if you have the last term and its previous term, those two if you minus also, you will get D. Then by these examples, we have come across the general form. How we got it? You just look over there. A means it is A1. A plus D means with our definition, we have to remember the definition. How to get the second term? By adding D to the first term, I had told you. So, A plus D. Third term, how do we get? A plus D plus D. So, A plus 2D we got. Then A plus 4D. A plus 5D. But when we go on writing all this, we find some pattern there, and with the help of that pattern, we wrote the last term. AN is equal to A plus N minus 1D. We wrote it. Therefore, finally, AN is equal to A plus N minus 1D. This was the formula. And now, we are going to learn some problems on this formula. Okay, children? Yes, we shall see now on this formula how we can do sums. Very simple sums I am going to take now. Some simple sums here. Now, in your, one more thing before I forget, they have in your book, they have mentioned there finite AP. This is very simple to come to know. Finite AP means countable number of terms. If the number of terms can be counted, no, you can say 10 terms are there, 15 terms are there. When you are able to count the terms, then it is called as a finite AP. It will have the last term. It will be there. But there is another AP called as infinite AP. Infinite AP means it will be dash, 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 dash. The last term will not be denoted there. It will be countless. Now, for example, set of natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dash, dash, dash. There is no end to it. So it is an infinite AP. So I hope you have understood now what is finite AP, what is infinite AP. So finite AP, they have given the definition there in that book. You in your PDF I have given, no, it's a solution book of our Biltangdi sir, and he had written it, and I have just sent the PDF of that of first lesson. That's all, because it's quite written in a very simple manner. I hope you will, when you, as you go on, you will understand the sums also, how they have done, how he has done all the sums. Okay, now finite AP and infinite AP, I have just told you. So, suppose they ask any examples, you can give. Now, finite AP, you can say 1, 4, any example, any example, 7, then 10, 13, just stop it there. Don't give dash, dash, dash and all. So, finite AP, this is why, because there are 5 terms. You can count the number of terms there. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13, 5 terms are there. Now, another example for infinite AP, you can give 2, 4, 6, or even number set. You can give example 10, dash, 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 dash. There is no end to it. So that will be an infinite AP. If you just write dash, dash, dash without writing the last number, then it will be an infinite AP. Okay, now next point is here in the exercise. There are, in our textbook also, you should see the textbook also. I want you to see the textbook and see the examples given there, Don't stick to only your, because I just came to know that you have got the textbook also. In the school they have given the textbook. So textbook you should not you should refer to the textbook also. Plus, if you want to how to work out, then you can see that PDF solution which is in your mobile. Okay. Now in the textbook, the example 1 for the AP, see, there is a fraction problem there. Don't get afraid if there is a fraction. No problem. The example 1, 3 by 2, when you see this video, you have to keep your textbook open. Okay, you can keep your book open. Then I'm giving the example. I'm taking the examples from your textbook only. 3 by 2, 1 by 2. So comma 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 3 by 2. Something very funny you feel. It is, see,